morning, everybody. Namaskar. Namaskara. So it is Namaskaram in Telugu and Malayalam, Namaskar in Hindi, and Namaskara in Kannada. Why I am trying to be very specific is that I was just mentioning before I came here that I used to be Director General of Tourism earlier. So I was conducting a Tourism Ministers Conference in Bengaluru. Then the backdrop was both in English and Hindi. Then suddenly the media started asking, why are you not mentioning Kannada there? So that's why I'm trying to be more careful. So namaskara. Chennagidira? Thank you. I tried a lot. I used to be Tobacco Board Chairman earlier. So the script is both Telugu and Kannada is the same. But I can read Kannada as fast as Telugu, but I can't understand. I couldn't speak there. I used to interact with tobacco farmers a lot in Hejri Kote, Ramanatpura, Mysuru. So my regional office used to be there in Mysuru. But, it's a beautiful language, but I just could not learn. My apologies for that. So thank you so much for inviting me for today. I'm thankful to the organizers of Laghu Udyog Bharat. Particularly Mr. Bhojraj, who is the secretary, who invited me to be here on that day. I came specifically to exchange my thoughts, a few of my thoughts, and the activities that FSSAI is doing, and the efforts of Government of India with you. Dignitaries on the dais, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. So you must have, I was talking to some of you of the ambassadors during G20 meetings. You have seen, all of you have participated in the G20 meetings, which were held more than 60 plus places across the country. 200 meetings were held with 12,000 foreign dignitaries were here. Thanks to the visionary outlook of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. I attended earlier G20 also in Bali. So it was one of the events in Indonesia, Bali. But here in India, entire the Jan Bhagidari was there. Everybody participated in all these 60 places with 200 meetings, with interacting with all the 12,000 dignitaries. I was talking to one of the ambassadors. They said, what is the best thing that you have liked in India? Other than your G20 conferences, because G20 had different verticals of financial vertical was there, commerce vertical was there, and they were placed in all the best of the hotels in India. They said, the millets, the food millets. In South India, it is a millet dosa was there, millet idli was there. In North India, it was millet-based porridge was there, millet-based sweet was there. I think in West Bengal also millet-based thing was. The millet was there everywhere in the G20 conference. All these things happened because in 2017, many people may not be knowing, it is because of our Honorable Prime Minister who suggested to the United Nations, mentioning that, let us declare one of these years as the International Year of Millets. Then it was decided, okay, 2023 will be the International Year of Millets, right? It's the instance of our Honorable Prime Minister that International Year of Yoga was being celebrated across the world. So this year of millets, which was celebrated across the country, and we are still continuing. I'm very happy that this Udyog Bharat, Laghu Udyog Bharat of Karnataka is celebrating here in such a mega function. I'm very happy to note about that, and it becomes the part of UN Sustainable Development Goals. The 17 goals we wanted to fulfill, or at least come closer to it by 2030. The Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations was in 2015, and the 15 years was given by the global fraternity. All the nations came together and said, okay, by 2030, let us deal with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and let us complete that. This becomes a part of that. Why it becomes a part of that? It becomes a part of that because of the nutritional values which are coming down. I was going through one of the research papers of Indian Council for Agricultural Research. It has mentioned, recent research paper, it has appeared in, I think, a month back. What they say is that, before 1969 in India, or perhaps globally also, but this is with particular reference to Indian, the geographical production, agriculture production, geographical locations, and the different parts of the country, different land, different soils. They mentioned that before 1969, before the introduction of the high-yielding varieties, right, the micronutrients which are available in wheat and rice and other crops, whether it is the iron, zinc, riboflavin, other micronutrients were 30 to 42% higher than after the introduction of the high-yielding varieties. So we wanted to have more of production. India was having 35 crores of population. Our production levels, we had to feed everybody. You remember 1960s, late 60s and early 70s, we were getting wheat from USA. So what they say is, have you compromised nutritional security to the food security? This is the essence of this article or the scientific research produced by Indian Council for Agricultural Research. They say that we started producing more and more and more. Now we produce 131 million tons of rice, almost 112 million tons of wheat, 37.5 million tons of oil seeds, and 28 to 29 million tons of pulses, 222 million tons of milk. So we keep on producing with these high-yielding varieties. Are we compromising at the nutritional aspect of this? That's what the report says. You can always access to that. So when the nutritional aspect is coming down, there's somewhere you have to balance that, right? Add to this. Well, how do you add that? Fortification. You do a fortification with Minister of Consumer Affairs has come out with fortification of rice. Food Safety and Security Authority of India also has issued regulations on fortification of rice. So then we said, fortification of rice is allowed, fortification of wheat is allowed, fortification in oil is allowed, in milk is allowed, but mandatory we made it as fortification. Rice is mandatory, folic acid, B12, and iron, right? These three we have mentioned for the midday meal scheme and all. So identifying millets as one of the major areas, where we can have, instead of fortification, naturally fortified in the macronutrients. Agriculture Ministry has conducted Global Millets Conference in the month of March, almost 1 year back in Delhi. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has inaugurated that. Agriculture Ministry has done it for the production and the crop perspective, and we, the part of the Health Ministry, we have done from the health point of view, right? So Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has standardized, released the standards. You can just take out that book which is in front of you. That is the standard. 15 millet standards were released by Honorable Prime Minister during this International Millets Conference, and which was attended globally by various scientists. And after that we have, this is the book, which, this is the same thing, which, where of course you can see, this is called Sri Anna. You heard Sri Anna, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji has mentioned in the budget speech also last year that this millets will be called as Sri Anna, right? The Sri Anna millets were standardized. These standards were released by Honorable Prime Minister. And same thing, proudly I can mention that 2 months back when the Codex Alimentarius Commission conference was happening in Rome, I went there, I led the delegation, 180 countries were there, and we have shown that we are the global #1 leaders of millets production, out around 16.5 million tons we produce millets, and we have standardized these millets, and this is accepted as the guiding document internationally, right? So this we are very proud. We are proud of many things. India, Bharat is proud of many things, and this is also we have shown to the world that we have set standards for the millets, each and every millet, right? So now we talk about this millets thing. The Lancet report says there is something called hidden hunger. So what is hidden hunger? Malnutrition, right? To attack this malnutrition, millets is the best thing. Scientists are there who will tell you about each and every millet and the strength of millet. You are right now, we are living in the land of millets. Ragi, Ragi mudda is so popular. So I was going through the calcium, how much 100 grams of rice, how much calcium is there? 100 grams of wheat, how much calcium is there? It is less than 25 grams. Whereas in ragi, it is 370. This is too much. Calcium is so much in ragi. So the micronutrients are heavily, nature has given that, right, to the micronutrients to all the millets. So we are trying to promote this fortification. Now people are talking about nutraceuticals. Why nutraceutical industry is becoming so important? US FDA has sanctioned 60,000 products for nutraceutical. Health supplements, dietary supplements. These supplements are required to meet the standards prescribed by NIN, National Institute of Nutrition, ICMR's body. They said, per day you require this much of iron, this much of protein, these many vitamins, macro and micro vitamins are required. But these nutrition, it's not sufficient. In the regular ghee, dal, atta, whatever you are eating, it is not sufficient. So you have to get it from some source. So now Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma, Amway, Herbalife, all of them are producing nutraceuticals. We are calling it nutraceutical. Globally, it is called as health supplements, dietary supplements. So we call it as a nutraceutical. And FSSAI has formulated guidelines for this, set standards for nutraceuticals. What are they doing? They talk about the prebiotic, they talk about the postbiotic. So if medicine is eaten like food, nutraceuticals is medicine, right? So if it is eaten like food, it comes under food category. So we have set standards for this. So this nutritional aspect becoming extremely important for human body. When a child is born, we say Shatamanam Bhavati. Shatamanam Bhavati Shatayu Purushatendriye Ayushvendriye Pratitishthati. Ayushman Bhava, that's what we say. You are supposed to be living for 100 years, right? So to live 100 years, why 100 years? You can live in 120 years also. When you're living for 100 years or 120 years, you have to lead a healthy life. That's the most important thing. So both prophylactic and therapeutic. Let us concentrate more on prophylactic, that is nutraceuticals, or naturally which is there in the roots, in the bark. Ayurveda is becoming so popular. Ayurveda is emerging as a science now globally. Everybody is concentrating on it. See, if you visit USA, I went to drop my son a long time back to Purdue University when he was studying. So I went to, after dropping him, and he went to the classes. Then I was sitting in the canteen, just going through my laptop. Then I went to have coffee, tea. It's mentioned masala tea. It is mentioned M-A-S-A-L-A masala T-E-A-T. Masala tea. I said, what is there in masala tea? So that's masala tea is $2.50. Regular tea is $1.50. So I took masala tea. What is there in masala tea? Cinnamon. Milk and cinnamon. Cinnamon from India. Two things Americans are doing regularly. One is eat cinnamon in your tea, then drink 2 spoons of coconut oil. So coconut oil, spices, everything goes abroad. You must have heard about the importance of spices. In the Middle East, so medieval India, European ships were coming through Middle East to India to take spices. Padmanabha Swami temple has become so rich, and gold, so much of gold, and a lot of jewelry shops in Kerala, hundreds of jewelry shops in Kerala, because Europeans were giving gold and taking spices. Shipments of spices were going to Europe, right, for health. We are not using, but now we are extremely careful now to use these spices, coconuts, lot of micronutrients. Cold pressed oils has become very important now. People are drinking cold pressed oil. So lot of awareness is getting generated among the younger generation about health aspect. I'm very happy how many gyms are coming in this country. And before going to the gym also, children are taking this prebiotic, probiotic, and during the gym also they drink these health supplements. But we have to be extremely careful about duplicate things. Pesticide is a big thing. It's a big menace. The duplicate pesticides coming into the market, it's a big challenge for us, right? So we are, of course, controlling it, whether it's the tea or the vegetables. That's why, organic food is becoming very, very important. Honorable Home Minister, Sri Amit Shah ji, is focusing a lot on giving impetus to the organic cultivation through cooperative society. He is also the Minister of Cooperation in Government of India. So he is concentrating more on educating the farmers, educating the industry for organic growth, right? So because I appeal to the industry, I request the industry, the 17.5 million tons, 16.5 to 17 million tons what we produce, the millets, the consumption pattern is, you have to examine the consumption pattern. 12% to 14% is going as animal feed. 6 to 8% is going to the industry, FMCG industry. 6% goes to the alcoholic beverages industry. So this animal feed thing, 12%, we must reduce this, and FMCG should take over that. So this millets also, when it combined with organic thing, people will definitely be, now people are spending money. Regular rice is 60 rupees. Organic rice is 160 rupees. People are spending, whoever wants to spend. But that 10 years later, maybe suppose, we produce more and more, the prices will definitely come down. So my point is only one thing, that we are concentrating on health, both prophylactic and therapeutic. Let us concentrate more on prophylactic, preventive, depend more on Ayurveda, organic, try to reduce our dependence on fertilizers and pesticides. I'm sure the Shatamanam Bhavati will be a reality. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Namaskar.